starting off, your deepfake bill, House Bill 2795, I believe is the number. Walk me through, what would this change?
Well, there is so much misinformation and disinformation on the internet, especially around political campaigns. And I believe that Texans, regardless of their political affiliation, whether you're a Democrat, an independent, or a Republican, you are entitled to accurate information online. And right now, because of AI, because of these massive digital platforms, people can create deepfakes of elected officials or candidates saying whatever the person making the video wants them to say. And so that is incredibly misleading for voters and citizens across the state of Texas. So our bill is going after those actors and stiffening the criminal penalties for putting deepfake videos out when it comes to political campaigns.
Couple things I want to ask you based off that answer. But one of the first things that came to my mind is if you go on X, formerly Twitter, you see community notes. And sometimes you see this video is a deep fake, you know, with some explanation beneath it. Do you feel that's doing enough to combat what you feel is something that should be against?
I think community notes are great. I just don't think they go far enough because one, it depends on the platform taking responsibility for this content. And I don't know if we can always trust these giant tech companies to do the right thing. Second, as you know, you can take a video from a platform like X and then post it on Facebook or post it on Instagram, or post it on YouTube, where you may not have those community notes. So that's why I think it's important to go after the videos directly and go after their creators directly. No one should be making a deepfake video of an elected official or a candidate as a way of misleading voters. We rely on folks having accurate information so they can make decisions at the ballot box come election time. And we want to protect that right of voters to have good information.
And why do just elections in particular? Because, of course, deep fakes and false images exist for other topics as well, myriad other topics.
And that's concerning. And hopefully we can take a look at those other kinds of videos. But we do have a special obligation in our electoral process. These are the most important decisions we make as citizens. Who's going to represent us in the halls of power, whether it's at the state capitol or the national capitol. And so that's a process that we have to take extra energy to protect so that people can have good information when they decide who is going to represent this state and this country in the halls of power.
Now, of course, in Washington, Senator Cruz has put forward a bill regarding deepfakes to combat explicit pornography, I believe is what it is. Was that at all an inspiration for your bill?
No, what we saw during the last election was some of these videos floating around that deliberately misled the voters of Texas. And so I think it's our job to step in and prevent bad actors from deliberately misleading the public when it comes to their elected officials.
And what would the consequences be for violating this law?
So it really depends, but it could be, a fine, but it also could be up to 180 days in jail. It really depends on what the court finds and what punishment is doled out. But given the class that we are putting this offense under, it could either be a fine or it could be jail time.
And this bill has been referred to committee. How confident are you this could pass both chambers and end up on the governor's desk?
I'm hopeful. There's support on both sides of the aisle from Democrats and Republicans alike for going after these deepfake videos and protecting the public from harmful misinformation.
And is this the only way you feel, you feel as though misinformation should be combated, or you feel there are other ways as well?
No, we need to use every tool in the toolbox to go after misinformation, to go after disinformation, and to rein in the power of these big tech companies. This is just one tool in the toolbox.
And one last thing regarding this bill, was this particularly inspired by the results of the last election, or has it been multiple years, in the making, you feel?
Yeah, this is not tied to any particular election or any particular elected officials. This problem of deepfake videos has been used against Republicans. It's also been used against Democrats. So this is a bipartisan problem, and it requires a bipartisan solution.